Hola, hola, hola. Hello, 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 my beautiful planner babe divas. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing lovely. It's your girl here, Daniela, la planning diva. Thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me here today. I really appreciate it. I hope you're having a wonderful start to the spring season. I am loving the longer days. I am loving the flowers in bloom, the warmer weather. It's so good for my heart and my soul. And to celebrate spring, I have here my creative journal with a new face. You guys, I have not been in my creative journal since the last time I filmed about my creative journal, which probably was like 3 months ago. I just never was able to get into here at the start of the new year. So if y'all remember, I did a setup video with this and I had like that black stargazer cover on it. And I had that on here and I like set this up and it was amazing. And then January came. I took out all of my pages from 2024, but January came and I was like super good with it. I was working in it. And then I got super sick at the beginning of January. I wrote here, last day at work before the flu from hell descended. And then I really was out for the rest of January, and it wasn't until the beginning of February that I started feeling like, okay. Look how cute this divider is. These dividers are from the, what is it called? Ooh, what is it called? It's like the Just Draws, something like that. Just Draws. I forget. It's an artist collaboration. Well, honestly, all of these pages are kind of like a mismatch. This is from, what is it? Tanya Garcia. So cute. And then we had February. And by the time February rolled around, I was just like trying to get back to like living life. I was super behind in a lot of things. And so February just kind of was like me playing catch up and like returning to life. I still felt very weak after that, and so February I was just resting. And then March finally March, like I started feeling, actually healthy again. And so I set this up. I actually set this up when I was hanging out with planner babe Rachel in Los Angeles. We had a little planner date session and it turned out so cute. I used a lot of Simply Gilded washi, some of these super cute Mickey Mouse stickers from like the seasonal mega sticker pack that came out a while ago. And yeah, I was actually pretty good about this. I haven't been keeping up with it, but I think I'm going to be doing that soon / later today. And so, yeah, so it was super busy though. March like started off super busy with like a weekend long trip away to Los Angeles to go to the Zine Fest. And then I really was trying to get a lot done at work before we left for vacation on the 12th. So I had about, like 8 days at work to prep for that, week away. And so I was really busy with that. And then on the 12th, we left on our little road trip. Steven and I did get married. It was so much fun. And we had a little like road trip vacation out of it. It was magical. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And so that's the topic of today's video is I want to start setting up all of the spreads for our wedding road trip elopement adventure. And so we're going to do that in this video. I have about 40 minutes till I have to go to the gym, so we're going to squeeze in as much as possible. And this is going to be probably a series of videos because it's going to be a lot of time and work and artistry, I think, to get these spreads together. I have so many pictures and ephemera and like little things I picked up on the trip, stickers, of course. And it's going to be really fun. I'm really looking forward to this. But yeah, it's definitely going to be a series of videos. And I'm trying to actually be a little bit more, what's the word? Organic with my planning videos. I feel like a lot of the times I see a lot of videos and I do these style of videos as well because that's kind of what I'm used to, is like people start filming from like a completely blank spread like this. They'll have a plan, they'll finish the spread, and then the video's over. And that's all fine and good, but a lot of the times I don't really work like that. What I'll do is I'll be in here for 30 minutes, I'll work on like 2 days, and then I'll leave it blank, and then I'll come back the next day and I'll work on 2 more days, and so on and so forth. I don't really finish like full weekly spreads, especially like the after the pen ones. I don't finish them in like this nice, you know, one fell swoop sort of situation where it's like a blank and then at the end of the video, it's like completely finished and full. Sometimes I do that, but not often. So I'm going to be doing these style of videos where I just kind of hop on here wherever I am and I film and I record, and that's what I share with you all. So it's kind of like we're just working in our planners together. It's not as maybe like formal or rigid as the planner videos I've been doing thus far, although we'll still see some of those, definitely. I hope that makes sense. I hope what I'm saying makes sense. So I guess the first thing I'm gonna do though is I really want to kind of redate these pages, because these are outdated pages, and I'm gonna pull like a current planner to see exactly how they set this up here. Okay, so I think the first week in March is the 3rd through the 7th. So I'm going to grab a sticky note, I think. And then I'm going to write down March 3 through 7. So March 3 through 7, just so that I know. Oh, sorry, this is 9. I'm looking at a teacher planner, so they only have 3 through 7. So March 3rd through 9th, so that means this is March 10th. Through 16th. So this is the majority of the trip that we took. We left Thursday, we were road tripping Thursday through Sunday, and then we returned Tuesday. Like we drove all the way back Tuesday, and we had our first day at work back on Wednesday. So this is March 17 through 23rd. So it is currently Sunday the 23rd here. Yes, that is correct. So that is what's happening. So now that we've oriented ourselves, so I think what I'll do is I'll tuck in all of the extra pages into this week here. I'll still keep the weekly pages themselves kind of formatted like that, so that, you know, we left Thursday. So I'll write about like, you know, leaving on Thursday, and then I'll write about all of our adventures on those days. And then I'll keep, you know, journaling about what happened on any given day on these weekly pages. But whenever I have these like big adventures or like any big events where there's going to be a lot of, you know, photos and ephemera and things like that, I always tuck in scrapbook pages into it. I find that making scrapbook pages is like the best way to like really capture all of the, you know, all of the memories in here. So prior to setting up this video recording here, I actually threw on some YouTube. I'm really enjoying Love Notes with Kay right now. She's a Planner Babe YouTuber. Really like her channel so far. Go check her out. I threw on one of her latest videos, and I just zoned out and got to cutting and making these scrapbook pages. So these are scrapbook pages, but I've cut them to the size of the big happy planner and taped them together or glued them together and punched them. So they're relatively easy to make, but they are a bit of a pain to make. I have like a paper cutter, and then I have Tombow adhesive, so that helps, but I always inevitably make them like a little bit crooked. You can kind of tell here that this one's like a little bit crooked. I always make them a little bit crooked, and so it is what it is. We're not trying to be perfect here. So then I have to like go in with scissors and kind of trim the edges a little bit where the white from the paper is poking through. But they turned out cute. So I have actually made, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I made 7 pages. I think that should be enough. kind of excessive. I actually have never made this many before for like a single event, but it was our little elopement trip, so I had to do it. So I think I'll start off with this one. And this pack is from like a paper pack from Michael's that I got a while ago. I forget exactly what it's called. I think maybe it's like Desert Adventure or Western Adventure. And they're all like desert, Western, Southwestern designs. Of course, that's perfect because we did our road trip, you know, through Arizona, which is the American Southwest. And it spans like the Sonoran Desert, Chihuahuan Desert, and a lot of our photos are like desert themed, so perfect. I'm almost done with this paperback. It had like 48 sheets in it or something, and I think I have like 4 left now, which is crazy. So I'm gonna go ahead and start putting in some of these pages here. So we have that one, and I don't really have a rhyme or reason to how I set them up, although I did at times try to like coordinate the colors. So I had brown for this one, and then I had green for this one. They're both green on both sides. This paper, of course, is not double-sided, so I have to glue 2 pages together so that there's, you know, color and design on both sides. So there's that. Let's pop that in, and then the last one will be this one. I wonder if I should do it like this, and that way like the end is this gorgeous design here. So it's kind of like a little book here. So there we go, all of the pages, so beautiful. So now we have all of these pages in here, gorgeous. And then I also have this scrapbook page that came with like a bunch of little designs and things in it. So I have this here on the side in case I want to pull for that. And now comes the real part. So I have so much. I have so much stuff here that it's kind of ridiculous. So I have collected from the trip tons of things. Okay, so briefly, a rundown of what happened. Steven and I decided to elope and get married in Phoenix, Arizona on our 5th year anniversary. We had tons of adventures, so many stories to tell, but essentially the road trip was we would drive out on Thursday. We drove out on Thursday and we went to a courthouse in Phoenix, Arizona, and we got married there. And fun story, the witness to our ceremony was actually Cecilia from Creatively Gracious. Oh my God. Hi, Cecilia. If you're watching this, thank you so much for being a witness to our ceremony. She was so gracious and agreed to be a witness to our ceremony because we didn't know anyone in Phoenix, Arizona, except I knew that Cecilia lived in Phoenix. And so I asked if she would be willing to be a witness to our ceremony. So that was so fun. I actually got to meet her in person, her and her husband, and they were both witnesses to our ceremony. We had dinner after. It was amazing. So we drove out, we got legally married, and then on Friday we did a big road trip to Tucson, Arizona, and we hung out at the Saguaro National Park for a few hours. We took a bunch of photos because I did bring my wedding dress and Steven brought his suit. We took a bunch of photos there with a tripod. Then we drove all the way to Tombstone, Arizona, which is this like Western town famous for that like movie Tombstone. And so I have a bunch of like Western cowboy stuff from that town. And then after Tombstone, we stayed in Tombstone. Saturday morning, we explored Tombstone. We were there like until, you know, the afternoon. And then we drove up to Chiricahua National Monument and just like checked it out, walked around, looked at some of our favorite viewpoints. We didn't hike too much though because we had spent so much time in Tombstone. So we ended up not spending too much time in Chiricahua, which was surprising because we tend to like spend a lot of time there usually when we go. We love hiking there. And we had originally planned to stay the night in Chiricahua and camp, but we decided to just jet out of there and drive 5 hours north to the Petrified Forest National Park. So we drove up there. We got there about like 10 p.m., probably an hour from the park, and we just camped at a random campsite. And then Sunday morning, we drove into the Petrified Forest National Park. We spent all morning there, hiked around a bit, and then drove to Meteor Crater, which was an hour away. We checked that out. It was okay. And then from there, we drove to Sedona and we camped in Sedona. Monday morning, we woke up in Sedona. We hiked all day. We took more photos in our wedding clothes in Sedona. And then we had an Airbnb for that last night. And so we drove to the Airbnb and we just like relaxed and cuddled. We actually ended up watching the movie Tombstone because I had never seen it. And we just really relaxed and got to have a great night's sleep. We had been camping off and on throughout that. So it was super nice to be in an actual like house. Tuesday morning, we got up, we drove to the Montezuma Castle National Monument, which was on our way home, which is super cool. It's an ancient civilization structure that's like built into a cliff. I'll definitely show photos at some point. And then we drove home. We stopped by a cactus farm and had lunch on our way back, but we essentially drove the 6 hours back to San Diego from the Phoenix area around that time. And we got home around like 6 p.m. and just unpacked and settled in. And yeah, got to see our pugs and got ready for, you know, a full day of work on Wednesday. So that was essentially the road trip. It was so much fun. So I kind of want to kind of keep with that timeline as I like scrapbook throughout these pages here. So we'll start off maybe with our little wedding ceremony in Phoenix. I'm not sure though, because I also kind of want to pull out some of the photos that I took. So, okay, rewind a little bit. So I have a bunch of like ephemera. I have this like little newspaper from the Petrified Forest National Park. So we have that. I printed out a bunch of photos. I printed out like tons of photos in this interesting like movie strip format. So I have a bunch of photos from the trip from that. And then I printed out some regular 4x6s. And so I have a lot of our favorite photos here from our little trip, and then some of our wedding photos. They turned out so cute. And we have just like some regular photos. This is in Tombstone. We loved how some of these photos turned out. I have some photos from an ice cream place that we went to. This is at the Petrified Forest National Park. This is in Sedona. So we have a bunch of photos. And actually, I had a couple of other photos as well. I think some of my favorite photos. And I don't have them anymore because I ended up getting some frames and giving Steven's family and some of my family some of the best photos. So I ended up with probably like not my favorite photos. So some of these are still really, really good. But I definitely don't have all of the photos that I originally printed out. That's okay. I can always print out more. Although, honestly, I'm all printed out. I printed out so many. I think I'm just going to be happy with these. Plus, I printed out, like, my favorites for a frame that is now, like, in our living room. So, I have that as well. And then I have this huge bag full of stuff. So, this is all the stuff I collected on our road trip. And it's just like so much. It's so much, you guys. This is everything I collected on our little road trip. I have postcards. I have like little packaging from a pin I got, a Cactus Farm business card, tickets for Tombstone, stickers, the super cute like pug wanted poster from Tombstone, more stickers. I have information from a jeweler shop about a ring I got. I got this fire agate ring, or Steven bought it for me actually. And they gave me this like whole informational pamphlet about the ring. I have the receipt from that purchase, like a little explanation about the ring. I have more postcards. I have stickers. I have packaging from a little horned lizard toy I got, stickers, postcards, stickers, cards. I love this so much. Montezuma Castle postcards. So that's the structure that was built into the cliff. stickers, postcards, the tag from my wedding dress, more postcards, business cards from a creamery ice cream shop we stopped by, the ticket for the Sedona National Forest Pass, stickers, postcards, stickers, cards, the packaging for like a pair of earrings I got at Sedona, more cards, postcards, stickers, business cards, the map to the Montezuma Castle National Monument. And yeah, we just have I have so much here. Little like flyers from Tombstone. It's just so much. I like collected every little piece of like ephemera that I could on this trip for scrapbooking purposes. So I have that all here. And we're going to see what ends up happening, what ends up making it in here. I also want to give some of the stickers and postcards away to some friends. So I'm also going to be thinking about what I want to send away, what I want to give away, and what I want to keep. So let's just get started. I kind of want to like start off with like some of our photos here, just to kind of like set the stage, like the cover of like the book. I also kind of want to print out like a larger photo and just have one photo here. Let me go see if I can find one. Oh man, I don't think I have one. I think these are the only size photos I have anymore. I'm kind of tempted to just go ahead and print out like a large one for myself and just have it be the cover page. Oh, by the way, I also have a couple of packs of stickers. I have an engagement sticker set and a wedding set and a cowboy 3D sticker set. So we have these as well. And I need to pull out also my anniversary sticker. Oh man, never mind. I don't know where that is. I have like a big poofy happy anniversary sticker somewhere that I was planning on using at some point. It might not go well with this like spread though, or these pages, because it's more like a wedding as opposed to just like an anniversary thing. Yeah, we shall see. So I have these also, but yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is I might just like print out like a big photo of one of our wedding photos and just have like a big photo here, because I have this photo and this photo. There's this photo that we took with the saguaro, which I really like. I really like this photo here. But when I printed out this photo, it cut me off. The actual photo, you can see most of my dress, or you can see all of my dress in the original photo, but this one got cut off. So I have this one that shows more of my dress, but I like the other photo better. And I think it would be nice to have like a larger photo here. So we might hold off on this cover photo and just leave it at that. Okay, so I guess maybe I'll start off with all of the saguaro, phoenix stuff, and then the tombstone stuff can start on this side of the, or on these pages here. So let's see. I have these. So this is the saguaro photos, Sedona, Petrified Forest, Sedona, Chiricahua. Okay, so these are all saguaro. These are saguaro. This is early. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Okay, these photos are all kind of mixed together, but it's okay. It's not going to be perfect, but it'll be fine. So first off, I printed out a bunch of these like photo strip photos. I didn't realize they were going to get printed like on half of a photo sheet, and I'll have to cut them out myself, but it is what it is. So I printed out a bunch of these like little photo strips because I liked the look of them. I thought they would be great for scrapbooking, but also because I tend to take like tons of photos and it's hard to decide which ones to keep. And also, I want to put them all in my planner or my journal, but I also don't want to like take up too much room. So I thought it would be great to have these photo strips. I guess I could always also like cut them out as well. Like I can separate some of these photos because they're not all from the same timeline, I guess. Like for example, this one has photos from Saguaro, but also photos from Phoenix. I might cut them out actually. That might work better. So let's cut this out. Cut this out. There we go. Perfect. Then we can throw all this away. So I guess we'll start off with kind of how things happened. So let's cut this one in half because let's cut this in half too. Because so essentially, let's see. This is all saguaro. And then let's cut this one off here too. Saguaro, saguaro, saguaro. These are from the petrified forest. This is from saguaro. And then this is a picture of our marriage license. So that's our marriage license. This is a petrified forest. This is all saguaro. 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 This is actually from the campground we stayed at in Phoenix. So I guess I can sort of separate everything like by timeline. Okay, so this is all saguaro. This is all saguaro. This is all Phoenix. So essentially, if I had to arrange the order of this, it would be something like this. We drove to Phoenix on Thursday, and then we got married. So this is a picture of us getting married at the courthouse. And then we had dinner with Cecilia and her partner. And I have a picture of us driving to the dinner. And then we have dinner here. And then this is a picture of Cecilia and me. And then we have a picture of the campsite we stayed at. Here's our ceremony. And then this is actually the morning after our marriage. We were like rearranging the car because we were road tripping. We had so much stuff in the car. And I took out my wedding dress and I hung it on a palo verde like tree that was next to our campground. This is our campground right here at night. So that's kind of the timeline of things. But I don't know if there's anything else besides photos that I have. Like all this ephemera is from like the national parks and like the cities that we went to. So I really don't have that much to share. I could maybe use this. This is like a little like card. I could use this as decoration. So let's pull that out. So pretty. I think I got this at where did I get this? National. I don't remember where I got this. Maybe in Tucson. But it's such a beautiful design, and I'm thinking the envelope I'll probably hold on to and use that somewhere. But what I like using these cards for is like I'll put it here and then I'll like open it up and like I'll write something. Like maybe I'll journal about, you know, how this day went. And then what I can do is maybe something like this. I'll rearrange these photos. Maybe I'll do like a little timeline up here. So this is kind of how it went. Maybe I'll put this here. And this here. Maybe like that. Something like this. And then like that. Oh my gosh, y'all. I have to go to the gym soon. That sucks. So this is what I've come up with so far. And I kind of want to like add something more. So maybe I can pull for these designs here on the scrapbook paper. I'll pull these out. So I'll cut these out. I feel like it's missing something. Maybe I can like cut these out individually and then like put this here, something like that. I could also maybe grab some other piece of scrapbook paper. So I have all of these scraps that came out of like when I cut these scrapbook pieces to size. I have like a bunch of these that got left over. So maybe I can layer, like I can layer something here. Like maybe I can layer this one at the top. So I'll put this to the side as well. And then, let's see. It's a little too thick, maybe. Let's try it. Let's cut like right here. And then let's layer it underneath here like this. Maybe something like that. Something like this. So I can layer this. Should I like make them a little like crooked? Maybe add a little whimsy to it. Yeah, I kind of like it crooked. Okay. I do like that. So let's go ahead and glue everything down. This is going to be annoying, but we're going to do it. I might save these puffy photos for like that larger photo here at the front. Yeah, let's save these puffy photos. So this is the spread so far, the page so far. It's cute. I like it. I like the little card here. And actually, what I might do is I might use one of these photos to put here in the card. It's not from this Phoenix, Arizona trip, but I think it'd be cute to put it here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this scrapbook paper to fit the card like so. Oof, I cut it a little too short. No, I got so confident there. I thought I could nicely cut it. It's okay. Let's glue it down and put that there. And then let's glue this photo down like so. I have a feeling that I am going to like run out of space before I run out of photos. So I might as well just like use photos wherever. So now we have this little fold out card, and then I can write here. And I might just go ahead and use some cactus stickers. I have these cactus stickers from Hobby Lobby, and I could go ahead and like use one of these little cactus stickers there. How cute is that? Yeah, I'll leave it like that. So cute. I love it. Maybe I can add some stickers around here. Actually, no. Maybe here. That's okay. I'm not in love with it. Okay, so I think that's where I'm going to leave off for now. We'll journal about this maybe at the end. We shall see. Or maybe I'll just do it at the start of the next part of this multi-part series. So I hope you enjoyed this video. This is essentially how I creative journal. I'll like work on something and then I'll leave it because I have to go do other things. And the hours will pass, days will pass maybe, and I won't get back to it until later. My desk is going to be a mess until I come back. But that's essentially how the reality of my planning style. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in part 2. Thank you so much for checking out this video. I really appreciate it. And with that, take care. God bless you. Have a wonderful rest of your week. And as always, happy planning. Adios.